What up, world? It's your boy Sky, broadcasting live. And today, just on the video, honestly, it's about like letting go of, of heavy energy, and honestly, part of that includes a big familiar subject for a lot of people in the world. And the big subject is honestly fapping, masturbation, and porn. So me, honestly, I haven't even been counting how long I've been abstinent from porn or masturbating, but it's been a long time, like during this year. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped. You know what I'm saying? And like, to be real with y'all, I know I am vulnerable, but I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100. I'm an honest man, you know, and that's why I can sleep peacefully at night. You know what I'm saying? But like, I stopped. It's been a long time. I'm in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So like, there really is no need for that. You know, for real. Cause like, honestly, it's a process to be real with y'all. Cause like, I'm gonna get real with y'all. I mean, I'm always real with y'all, but I'm gonna just dive deep with y'all, as the homie Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart says. So like, my own personal stories with porn, masturbation. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put it all out there. You know, I'm just being honest. All right. So, of course, I'm young. We're all young. This and that. Of course, I have an attraction for women. That's how it's always been. That's how it always is. And like, nothing really happened. I never got involved in any sex or anything until after I graduated high school, to be honest with y'all. But I did have a lot of kisses and hugs and, flirty stuff like that here and there, But like, honestly, up until like 13, nothing was happening. Of course, a little flirt, you know, hard eyes, faces, hugs, this and that, but nothing else was going on. Obviously, I had a deep attraction. I had a big crush on Beyonce, Alicia Keys, Mariah Carey, Hilary Duff from Lizzie McGuire. All of those I had a huge crush on. But I was I still was abstaining my seed. I didn't know what masturbation was from 0 till 13 probably. I was just playing basketball. I was playing baseball, swimming, bicycle, you know, doing taekwondo, mixed martial arts, school. I was just doing that stuff. I did not masturbate at all for like until puberty, teenage years, pretty basic, for real. So I had occasionally, sometimes, wet dreams. Not a whole lot. Just occasionally I would. And I wasn't even visualizing sex too. To be honest with y'all, I don't even remember. Like, I just remember the. I remember I had a psychology professor in college, and they said it's called nocturnal emissions. That's what wet dreams are called. Nocturnal emissions. Just like the owl is nocturnal, they're awake at night while we're asleep. You know, that's what I was called. I know that's super, just whatever. That's just the truth of what it's called. You know what I'm saying? This is health class with Sky. But anyways, yeah, that's where that happened. And like, occasionally, sometimes I'll feel that, and I'll feel good. You know what I'm saying? I'll go, wow, what's that? Is this a glimpse of what sex will feel like? You know what I'm saying? And but of course, I'm a natural guy, this and that. I always have erections, you know, attraction, this and that for women. Nothing was ever happening. But then eventually, like, teenage years, puberty time comes, and like, guess what? For whatever reason, that's when we're all starting to go up another level. Or we thought so. And some guys, many guys in the locker room, we're talking about, uh, look at this girl's butt, or look at her boobs, or, seeing guys, hooking up with girls, this and that, just fast-paced type stuff, you know, fast-paced type stuff. Yeah, I did have a few girlfriends back then, but nothing was going down like that sexually at all. I didn't have nobody over at my house, like, for real, until way later on. So I was just giving a hug. That was it, you know. That was pretty much it for a while. Maybe a kiss on the cheek, that was it. I didn't really get moving until like later on after school, which I'm grateful for because I didn't rush anything. I didn't just settle with any old body. I chose to wait, you know. But yeah, so the porn thing, probably around our puberty years, whatever, leaving middle school, about to go into high school, that's when personally it was brought to my eyes, to be honest. I know some people are like, wow, that's random, that's weird. But, I'm just being myself. I'm just keeping honest. And I'm just sharing a personal story with y'all, And like, of course, initially, when you do it, you're so, like, because you hear other guys and other girls, and you see other guys and other girls, and you're thinking about all this and that, and you get in this competitive mindset. For me, at least, that's what it came out to. That's what a lot of people's vibes came off as, because it was this fast, rush, rushy type of vibe, A lot of them with some of these girls, or same thing with us guys, this and that. Then we start talking about lustful things at an early age, in a way. And I knew because the vibes weren't all the way on top of things, you know what I'm saying? Plus, we super young. What do we know? You know what I'm saying? So whatever. I guess we live and learn just like everything else. But you know, just from then on throughout the years, it was just in and out. To be honest with y'all, I was watching porn sometimes, in and out. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, it felt amazing. I was super attracted, saw a woman, this and that. But at the same time, deep down, you feel some type of feeling. You're like, wow, you know what? I probably need to stop. And I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I don't know about everybody's personal stories about whatever, but I'm keeping it real with y'all. So in and out throughout the years, sometimes I'll be watching porn, you know, a lot, and then sometimes I would take away from me, literally, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, to each his own, whatever, like they can say it's healthy, it prevents cancer, and that may be true, who knows, I'm just saying, like, the principle of it. I'm saying the reason why I stopped watching porn was because, one, to keep it real with y'all, I'd rather just be in a relationship, with a beautiful lover than to be on a digital screen, lustfully throwing away my sacred energy. That's the truth. That's just the truth. To each his own. People gonna do whatever. None of us are perfect, this and that. But I'm just keeping it real though, because I noticed how I felt, because like even when you're in a relationship and maybe that pops up because y'all had a massive, extreme arguments, or y'all having tough times and y'all aren't even taking care of each other, in an affectionate way, in a intimate way, then that may pop up. I do have experience with that a handful of times where maybe it was an extremely rocky road, toxic relationship, and I just chose to masturbate maybe a handful of times when we have our space, you know? Yeah, I know, that was super silly, but it's true because I had a lot of built up energy and it showed some deep stuff. It's like, wow, you know, there's no rush to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing I started learning. But anyway, so like throughout school, from puberty years to like thir- 13 until, now. That's, well, 13 years until before now. It's been a little just in and out of that. When I lived solo, I remember I went probably like almost a year without masturbating. I was just living by myself, paying my own bills, working out, working two jobs, you know, just transforming, you know what I'm saying? And I've had different in and outs of it, you know what I'm saying? It hasn't been like every day of my life, 3 times a day porn for 10 years. No, it hasn't been like that at all. It's just, come and gone, you know what I'm saying? But I'm at the stage, for real, like these last 2 years, it's really been weeding it out of my life. Especially, I credit going vegan to help out with my discipline, but like, it's been a lot more simpler for me to control my own body. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, and like, that's why I've realized to master that. Because one, I know I'm diving deep with y'all, I come up on, I'm part of Infinite Waters, I'm Sky, I'm eternal authenticity, I can share input as well. But like, for me, obviously, you feel a great rushy, racy feeling. Maybe sometimes you meditated. Maybe sometimes you worked out. You went swimming. You're out in the sun. You know, I don't know. You did something and you just felt your body felt real healthy. Maybe it's hot, really hot outside. Whatever. Maybe taking some supplements. Whatever. And like you feel your sexual organs, becoming aroused, or you feel your organs becoming, you know, awake, whatever you want to call it, healed, whatever you want to call it, and then, dun dun dun, you get a desire to go and masturbate, ejaculate, watch porn, fap, whatever you want to call it. And that's the cycle that happens over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you find yourself in the same position. Like, then after a while, you get kind of tired. And it is kind of sad sometimes, but we're not going to look at the sad part of it or ruminate on that. But it's just true, though. Like, because you literally will lose your energy just sitting there behind the screen day in and day out, you know, watching other people have sex. And they're actors, you know what I'm saying? They're scripted actors with God knows what else is going on out there. And to each his own, whatever, but it still is an act, you know what I'm saying? It still is for the public. And personally, I value intimacy, sacred intimacy, and that's true love, where it's just, you know, there's no need for cameras, there's no need for a videotape, sex tape, none of that stuff. No directors, no upload to here. No, for me personally, I value having a sacred intimacy where there's none of that surprise cameras recording us making love. You know what I'm saying? Because it's our thing. You know what I'm saying? That's literally a sacred connection right there. So many people are so desensitized from it. We think it's just cool. People think it's cool to cheat. People think it's cool to be lustful and sleep around everywhere. People think it's this. People, they just way off the charts, off this stuff. But for me personally, of course I am a man. Of course I do see beauty in the female woman always. And at the same time, I've also been learning respect, of course. I've always been a respectful guy. So that's why I've come to a conclusion of stopping it. That's why it's been a process. It's just like me going vegan. It was a process to get off the meat, off the animals, off the meat and dairy completely. Like it was a short little span of time. Like when I was beginning, and I had to alternate between days when I was eating meat and when I was just not eating meat. Back and forth for like a little time, a little short period of time, to where eventually I was able just to kind of let it go. And it still was a little process, but like I had to build up the momentum to find and the discipline to finally let that stuff go. And I feel like it's the same thing with any other addiction or whatever you want to call it. I say especially with porn too, because for me, honestly, I'm just keeping it real. I felt like just drained after it, to be honest. Yeah, there is an attraction. Yeah, there's beautiful people on there. Yeah, it's a quick fix and you feel great. But then deep down, like after you finish, you're like drained, out of energy, literally. All that fluids and stuff just drained out of you, and you're sitting there. And well, personally, I was alone. You know what I'm saying? I never have been the type to want to do that with a group of people. But if you want to do that, that's you. But anyways, like alone, and then you're like, dang, all I want to go is just to be with, my twin flame, my spouse, the woman of my dreams, a partner, whatever you want to call it, and just so you didn't even have to watch porn or ejaculate or masturbate. You much would rather just lay in your partner's arms, your spouse's arms, or vice versa, in your arms. Just spend time. And you start developing these morals, these principles, these values, whatever you want to call it, and you start seeing what you really want. Because if you continue doing that, that habit's gonna last all throughout your life, and that's something you gotta live with. I'm thankful that I have weeded it out of my life because it feels so much better, especially when deep down you know you want a relationship, something real, then you gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it just helps though, cause like when you're in a relationship, you don't need that porn stuff. When you already have affection, intimacy, care, nurturing, conversation, communication, building stuff, all that stuff in one, you know, and it's all there. You don't really, you know, you have good focus on it. And I've spoke my own personal experience, no lie, especially if it's a toxic relationship or you're going through a lot of hard times, maybe a handful of times or so, you may want to watch porn. But deep down still, you'll have lost your energy from that, and it's whatever. I'm just saying, I'm keeping it real though, because like for me, it's helped out a lot. Because one of the main things besides it losing our energy was me realizing also that like, okay, if I'm in a relationship, this and that, of course, I'm here to be the priority. I came to planet Earth to be the main and only priority, the main dish, the main course, the main meal. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing, the whole restaurant. That's me. I'm the priority, and I'm always willing to reciprocate that with love. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's another thing with porn. So like if you're watching porn, lustfully doing that dirty stuff behind closed doors, this or that, you know, you're looking at another woman. You're looking at another man, naked, acting on set, in a lustful way. And if you keep doing that, that's gonna keep staying in your mind, and it's gonna keep building up, building up, building up. And your partner's gonna start, you know, well, who knows? They're probably gonna, I don't know, they're gonna respond different ways. But I just know what helps for me. I haven't been the type to do that in an abusive way or in an addicted way, especially whenever I got in a relationship. I noticed whenever I was single, of course, all those years, of course, I had a bunch of time to do that. But that was before I finally started, you know, paying my own bills and stuff, living on my own. You know what I mean? Because then you start fully, you know, seeing your true potential. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so the relationship thing, that's part of my 10-year plan is to stay in love, stay in a relationship, for the next 10 years, 20, 30, 40. So I realized if I can give up something simple like that, then it helps out in the long run with my mind. Everybody's different. I'm just saying what helps out me personally, my mental. So I know if I'm constantly seeing pornographic images on a screen every day for hours of the day, that's where my mind's gonna be at. My lower nature is gonna be stimulated constantly. It's gonna be around that type of stuff, and I'm choosing to live another way. A family type of way. Out of love. So that's that. But it's been a long time. I don't even know. I didn't even count when it was. But I'm just being real with y'all. I stopped a while ago, and it's continued on, like being abstinent from it, free from it, And it's honestly like a process too, because some people they may say they did it, they stopped. Okay, that's cool, but for me, just being 100% honest with y'all, just like the whole vegan thing, getting rid of eating animals, that was a process, Like I have been a vegan for 2.5 years, but like I'm saying, like it wasn't just like I stopped cold turkey. To be real with y'all, like it did take a few days and weeks to really, really, really get it kicked in good high gear because it's a new thing. Same thing with the whole point.